Hello and welcome to another episode of the CUFI Weekly. If you caught up with the midweek update on Instagram, I talked about how Israeli generals have announced that they are now approving plans for an offensive in Lebanon to finally quieten the threat from Hezbollah. That doesn't mean war is imminent, but the threat from Hezbollah, which predates October 7th, intensified in the days after October 7th as Hezbollah joined in with Hamas and began launching rockets at Israeli civilians. Over 5,000 projectiles have been fired at Israel since October 7th by Hezbollah, causing damage and deaths. That has escalated in recent days, and that is something we've been talking about and watching. But what I want to talk about is not Hezbollah in this moment. I want to talk about Iran, because we know that behind all of this is the regime in Tehran. The regime in Tehran has continued while the world has been focused on Israel's war against Hamas. It has continued to spread its propaganda. It's continued to foment seeds of hatred here in the United States, encouraging protesters and violent agitators that they're doing the right thing and standing on the right side of history. Not only that, Iran for years has been trying to remake the Middle East in its image. And if you go from Iran to Iraq to Syria to Lebanon to Yemen, all of these countries have, if not direct Iranian control, because of proxies, significant Iranian influence and control. They are right on Israel's borders. And what Iran is trying to do, and they've never made it a secret, is spread their version of what the world should be like. Their Islamic revolution that overtook Iran in 1979. We've got to be very aware of this threat and danger and look at the bigger picture. We can't just micro-focus on what is happening, be it in Lebanon or in Gaza. We need to see that there is a bigger game afoot here, and Iran is slowly moving its chess pieces into place, trying to tactically outflank us. It is really important to be aware of this, because if we are aware, we know what we're dealing with. Iran's regime is anti-Israel, anti-Semitic, anti-American, anti-women, anti-freedom, anti-anything which stands against them. And that is why it's so key that we do not remain silent while Iran continues to march towards nuclear weapons, continues to reinforce its proxies in the Middle East, and continues to be a danger to every single other country in the world and any civilization which wants peace and progress rather than barbarity and terrorism. We have a responsibility to get educated and to speak up, because the very future of this nation, both ideologically and security-wise, is at stake here. This is Kasim Hafeez for the CUFI Weekly. For Zion's sake, do not remain silent. Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, if you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to cufi.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.